The Washington Commanders officially ruled out quarterback Jaden Daniels for Sunday's game against the Raiders due to a sprained knee. The Kansas City Chiefs listed receiver Xavier Worthy as questionable for Sunday night's game against the New York Giants due to a shoulder injury. The Atlanta Falcons released longtime place kicker Younghoe Koo and signed Parker Romo to the active roster after Romo went 5 for 5 on field goals in last Sunday's win at Minnesota. The Green Bay Packers listed tight end Tucker Kraft as questionable for Sunday's game at Cleveland due to a knee injury. The Denver Broncos ruled out linebacker Dre Greenlaw and tight end Evan Ingram for Sunday's game against the Chargers due to injuries. The Chargers listed linebacker Deion Henley as questionable due to illness. NBA Miami All-Star guard Tyler Hero had successful left ankle surgery today and is expected to miss the start of the regular season. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Oh, glorious Friday with CNR.
Oh, so glorious.
Adios mio.
Oh, my God. It's Friday,
Yo.
and we're pumped, which means more foosball,
Yes! Yes!
more baseball,
Today's Friday.
maybe a little more relaxing.
Oh, man.
Excited for this weekend.
When you look at where we're at in the calendar as far as sports go, week 3 of the NFL, we start getting engaged, right, on teams. Got 9 games left in the baseball season and a ton of really important 3-game sets this weekend. So get ready for baseball. Get ready for, of course, football, college football. And the weather's starting to get a little cooler. So I'll be honest, my favorite time of the year. I don't know about you.
It's spooky season.
Ah!
Well,
Hey,
we're
you know,
approaching it.
You can
I love
decorate
it.
for Halloween with the kids, and I don't think it's too soon. I really don't.
I mean, people already started that, bro. Where have
went
you been?
I went to Home Depot yesterday. They got their stuff out. They got Christmas stuff out at Home Depot.
Yeah,
so.
it's ridiculous. So enjoy the spooky season. In fact, I watched an 80s classic last night, Fright Night from 1985. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a classic vampire movie, and it's still held up. Marcy Darcy's in it. Fright Night. So, yeah, watch a nice scary movie maybe, The Conjuring, go to the theater. In fact, we'll tell you what to watch. Later on, we do it every Friday, weekend hobnobbing, what you need to watch in the world of sports and entertainment. Plus, we debut a new game today.
Yes, Synonymous
It's New Game Friday.
City?
Synonymous City,
This is going to be great. And by the way, when we do Weekend Hobnobbing, there's a new show on Netflix I think we got to talk about. I think it might be one of those we're all in on. You know how you and I recently said, it's been a minute since all of us watched the same show? I think there's one you're gonna get into.
You think so?
I think. We'll discuss.
All right.
But hey, let's say hi to Iowa Samuel. Hello, Samuel.
Hello. Happy Friday.
Wow, what's up your kazoo?
Nothing. I said happy Friday.
I don't know, man.
What's
You
up
sound
your
a little-
tuchus?
You sound a little
Today's
grumpy.
Friday.
Yeah, I didn't know what I
I'm
could say
good.
there.
I'm great.
I was going to say, is tuchus a word your parents used?
You can say took us, yeah.
You know what? It sounded like, when you say hi to your wife or girlfriend, you're like, hey, what's up? And they're like, hey, what's going on? Everything fine? How's your day? Fine.
Good, how are you?
Fine.
Good, how are you? Right back at you.
Yeah.
Good, how are you?
Yeah.
Danny G, super producing on the phone.
Yeah, what do you want?
Hey, yeah, great to see you, Danny.
Yeah, happy
All right,
Friday.
He's on. He's excited about the new game today. He spent all night preparing it for you, Fox Sports Radio Nation.
What a treat. Look who's on the update today.
Oh, Lowenkron.
The Lowenkron. Hey, Isaac, how are you, buddy?
Ever since you got this camera around here, I find myself drawn to it like a moth to a flame, and I can't wait to learn what game I'm going to win today.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because we're streaming live. You can see what you're hearing at youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR, @Covino and Rich FSR. And Lowenkron, I made a reference yesterday that I thought was the most obvious reference of all time. When you were giving us our update, I was paying close attention because I live for it. And you said, all right, back to you, Covino and Rich. And I said, let it be Lowenkron.
All right.
And Rich had no idea what that was.
Lowenbrow beer, baby.
I can't believe I must be the oldest guy going if I'm the only one that knows that, me and Lowenkron.
What are you guys, 75 years old?
I know. I thought that was a common knowledge. Let it be Lowenkron.
Well, I did get your reference yesterday when you said, get your skis shined up, grab a stick
Yeah.
of juicy fruit.
Yes,
the taste
yes.
is gonna move you.
All right, so, hey, we're full of references. We're full of energy. energy because Fridays are glorious, and we're full of BS. Covino and Rich broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And if you miss any of today's show, remember to catch the podcast. Search Covino and Rich, Covino, wherever you get your podcast. And tomorrow, the best of the week drops, 6 a.m. Eastern, so check it out. Follow for free. Follow, rate, and review. 5 stars, please. And like I said, the YouTube channel, Covino and Rich FSR. And let the Wild Rumpus start. Hope you had a great Thursday night. A Buffalo Bills sort of Thursday, even though the Dolphins made it close. So the question based on yesterday's show is, did the Dolphins do enough to save McDaniel's job? And, hey, man, they were 1 score away. If Tua didn't throw that pick, I think they did.
Enough.
They did enough. They did. They looked better than we thought they were going to look.
By the way, you should be checking out the YouTube feed. You can listen, you can watch. Again, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. I even did the thing where I hit up the old school group chat. Like, hey, you boneheads that are my friends, how about you click subscribe?
No, friends don't support. It's always strangers and people you'd least expect.
Yeah.
Your friends are like, I'm going to listen to you. I know this guy's an idiot.
So when all my friends are like, just did it, done. And when everyone says done, did it, that means none of them had done it until today. Thanks, friends.
Pretty much.
Thanks, pals.
It's a weird phenomenon. It's like if you're opening up a small business, you think it's your friends that you can count on, but it's usually strangers and the kindness of other people. And in our world, it's interesting to see that our friends, like quote-unquote high school friends or old buddies, and they're quick to tell us about other podcasts. And it's like, hey, jabroni, you realize me? I've known you for 30 years. I do that every day.
Meanwhile, you get all this incredible support from other people.
Right. So we're just glad you're here. We're glad you're listening. We appreciate it. And again, maybe you tell some of your friends about the YouTube page on our podcast, let's take over the world together. The world-famous CNR on FSR.
Now, you said last night, did the Dolphins do enough? I think they did, but there was – well, first of all, we won our teaser bet. Did you guys all follow along? We had Dolphins plus 17.5 over 45, right? It was 44. We won that one. This play at the end of the half, I had a couple Dolphin fan friends that are like, yo, that was BS. When Josh Allen sort of bumbles the snap, picks it up, and then just sort of tosses it to the official.
Well, he picked it up.
They blew the whistle, so no matter what.
There was only a couple seconds left.
Yeah, was that a fumble? But
more of a bumble.
It was more of a bumble. He recovered it, even if it was.
Did that rub you any weird way? Because the NFL is meeting about that.
It looked weird.
It looked like he was running in the wrong direction with a live football.
Yeah, it looked like when you trip and you hope no one saw it, so you sort of jog it off. It's like he fumbled, picked it up, and sort of jogged it off a little bit. It was a viral moment for sure. Your thoughts on that? We'll take your calls now at 877-99 on Fox. Now, every Monday, as you know, we'll do it this Monday, things that make you go, This is our little mini Friday edition of what were your observations? What made you go, And what'd you think about the Dolphins keeping it close against the Bills yesterday? Does that say a lot about the Bills? Like, they've been, I don't want to say average, but as far as fantasy, Josh Allen hadn't done anything.
What are you talking about? The Bills have been. The Bills,
they're 3-0. I'm saying, but they let the Dolphins in that game.
I mean, the Bills have been dominating. I think there's a sentiment that you're seeing. They won by 10 last night. So when you're winning every game, by substantial numbers,
I thought they were going to clobber the Dolphins, though.
I mean, they beat the Ravens.
Kept it close.
41-40. Then they clobbered the Jets. Yeah, they beat the Dolphins handily. They're going to kill the Saints next week. You know that point spread's already over 2 touchdowns. So, they'll sit pretty at 4-0 with roughly a quarter of the season done.
There's no doubt.
With that said,
I was expecting more.
With the Chiefs being 0-2 and a rough road ahead, they'll beat the Giants, I'm sure, this weekend. Is it a two-headed pressure situation? Like, is this the year where it's like, all right, Josh Allen, all right, Lamar Jackson, this is your year.
This is the year where we've stopped saying that Mahomes is the number one main guy in the league. It's definitely Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
Mahomes still has the magic, but I feel like right now, if you were to say pressure.
Oh, that's not this. Yeah, I love Patrick Mahomes. I think he's great, but it's no longer like he's the guy. This is Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson's year to take the ball, pun intended, and run with it.
I think the reality is there came a point for Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, the Cowboys at times in the 90s where, hey, if things didn't go your way, the sentiment was, well, you can't win every year. I think Mahomes is in that category now where if things went wrong, and like I said, they just played average all year, made the playoffs, and had an early exit. I know I'm talking so soon, but
Hey, for all we know,
they
the Chiefs beat the Giants this weekend.
and then it starts at 10 games. Yeah.
And then they play tough and maybe beat the Ravens the following weekend. Yeah, we don't know anything, and that's the beauty of it and the fun of it, but we speculate on what we got and all we know now.
I'm just saying, as each week and year passes, I think this is the year where there's an expectation like, all right, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, one of you, this has to be the year, right? Or you could say Jared Goff and the Lions, their
And
windows.
by the way, those two guys, because of that rivalry, are sort of lifting each other.
Yeah.
They got the whole Muhammad Ali, Sonny Liston thing going on. Or should I say Joe Frazier?
Yeah.
Is what I meant to say. They're bringing out the greatness in one another. And Coke and Pepsi. You can go on all day. Hydrox and Oreo.
Oh, McDonald's and McDowell's.
Yeah. You know what I mean? They're pushing each other to those different levels and to those next heights, and they're both reaping the benefits from it because it has everybody excited of, man, whose season is it? Is it the season of Lamar? Is it the season of Josh Allen? Because Mahomes is sort of taking a backseat, at least right now. And that's not a diss. That's just an observation. So what were yours from last night, Thursday Night Football? Bills over the Dolphins, undefeated Bills. And the Dolphins are 0-3, 31-21. Josh Allen with 213 yards and 3 tutties in the victory.
Yeah. All right, now we'll take some feedback on last night. But there was a story that I saw your buddy John Boy covering.
Yeah, this is really cool. John Boy does a great job. If you guys don't know, I think everybody listening to Fox Sports Radio knows who John Boy is.
Maybe
If not, but I think maybe
yesterday you didn't know what Central Perk was from Friends, so... Wait,
Yeah,
Isaac, you
hold
weren't
on.
here.
There's a major difference here. There's a sports radio channel, and you're talking about Matt LeBlanc. I think more people know, John Boy's significance than
I'm sorry.
show Friends.
I'm
It's
sorry.
more relevant.
I'm sorry. You're ahead of your damn mind. If you
It's
think
more relevant to what we
I
discuss.
love John Boy, and I'm a baseball fan, but if you think you surveyed 100
You said
Fox
Central Perk.
Bro, if you surveyed 100 Fox Sports Radio listeners, you think more people know baseball? I love this guy. You think they know John Boy more than Central Perk from
these
Friends?
guys people tune in to hear about sports. So I think there's a good chance.
Yeah, but
Central
you been
Perk.
doing crack cocaine with Charlie Sheen?
I don't know, but I think I'm winning the argument. Central Perk, I understand the show is very big. I'm not downplaying the significance of Friends as a cultural movement of the 90s. People love that show. I never watched it. And you're talking about the place they hung out, like as if everyone knew it. John Boy is a guy that we see. Anyone that follows sports who's listening sees his clips throughout a day, at least 3 times a day.
John Boy, he's that South Korean rapper, right? John Boy?
No, come on. He does the lip reading stuff. But what I was going to say
again,
is,
if you're not a big baseball guy like you and I
he doesn't do just baseball.
Isaac, you're a man of reason. A man that combs his hair now that we do video.
I mean, but if he's a guy that watched Friends, then he's going to say, yeah, everyone knows Central Perk.
I wasn't a fan of Friends. I honestly think Friends is really overrated, but even I know Central Perk.
Wow, if Monty was here, she'd be
I
cursing
never
your
heard it.
name.
But I'm saying,
that.
would you say if you surveyed 100 Fox Sports
I
Radio...
never heard of Central Perk until yesterday.
If you surveyed 100 Fox Sports Radio random listeners and said, do you know Central Perk from Friends or do you know John Boy?
99% would know Central Perk.
Oh, I'm the 1%.
Yeah.
So I was doing cooler things, I guess.
You were.
I know.
Must have been so busy getting booty.
You know what that means? It means I'm 99% cooler than most people. So what I'm trying to say is, if you don't know John Boy, he grew in popularity. I'm just taking you back to why he even became a thing. Because he's the guy that broke the Houston Astros scandal when they were cheating. He's the first guy to call it out. And then people are like, who's this John Boy guy? I mean, he was doing his thing before that, but that's what really put him on the map and gave him relevance. And now he's got significant deals. He's making money moves with the MLB.
I get it. I'm a big John Boy fan, so don't get it twisted.
Jason John Boy?
Yeah. Let's get to the story at hand.
That's so
John Boy,
stupid.
who does all this great lip reading, and he's a great guy. He covered a story about a Japanese baseball player.
No, Chinese baseball player. So it's a 43-year-old guy.
I'm sorry, I was lip reading wrong.
Yeah,
I did that,
you misread it, I guess. Ling Shi-jun. Ling Shi-jun, I believe, is the pronunciation. 43-year-old Chinese Pro League player.
China.
he's sort of done everything in the sport. And in his last at bat, in front of a packed crowd, he's tipping his hat. This is his last farewell. He's saying, sayonara, I'm out. I've had an amazing career.
Literally said sayonara.
The dude steps up to the plate, and we'll just let John Boy make the
Explanation?
play-by-play. Yeah.
10-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning, but the crowd is on their feet because Chinese professional baseball legend, 43-year-old Lin Shi-jung, is at the dish. He is announcing his retirement, or he's announced his retirement. So this is his final at-bat in the league. Standing ovation. Phones are out. Pictures are being taken. And the first pitch, up and away, but called a strike. And look, the competitive spirit is still there. Look at this reaction from him. We go, anything close, I'm going to hit it. The pitcher says, hit this, pal. I idolized you. He says, I will. Sends it over the wall for his 305th career home run. He's led the league since he hit his 290th. This guy is a legend. He leads the league in a lot of. He was the first player in history of the league to reach 300 home runs. He has over 1,800 hits in the CPBL. He's second all-time in total bases and RBIs. He's a 19-time All-Star. Played 22 years, and he says goodbye to the game in grand fashion. And if that was a fastball groove down there on purpose, I applaud it. I celebrate it. I need it. Like Jeter and Ripken in the All-Star games, just groove them one, give the fans a moment and a memory, and good on him for taking care of business.
Now, that's a major assumption to say he grooved one to this legend, but maybe he did. Maybe there's more honor in the CPBL. But to then hit a bomb and hit a home run in your last at-bat when it was already a moment. Again, he was already waving his hat and saying farewell to the fans. I'd say that's one of the better endings in recent history. And that brings up a discussion that we want to have with you, Fox Sports Radio Nation. The best endings in sports, movies, shows, life.
I totally misread this conversation. I wrote down happy endings, and I had Deshaun Watson.
No.
Hold on, let me cross it. Bill.
Robert
Kraft. Cross this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. Not happy endings.
Not great endings. Okay, great endings.
Because you have a long career, 305 career home runs, 43-year-old dude. On the field, that's 143. And he goes out with a bomb like that. Crowd goes nuts. It doesn't get better.
Now, you still need to hit the home run. But
that's what I mean.
I remember you and I had this argument when Derek Jeter hit a home run at one point, like towards the end, or when Jeter hit a walk-off hit. I was like, yeah, did he groove him one? And then you got to ask yourself, would you,
with an exclamation point,
would you, if you were a big leaguer, I mean, your reputation's on the line, would you ever want to groove someone a pitch?
Absolutely not. That's what I'm saying. This is professional baseball, professional sports, competition at its height. I don't think anyone's grooving
Guy
anything.
just announced his retirement a day ago, Clayton Kershaw, when he got his 3,000th strikeout at Dodger Stadium. Remember it was like a very, what would you call it, tense situation? Because if he didn't get that guy, if Dave Roberts was not going to send him out again, do you honor that legend by giving it to him? Or if you're like a young rando player.
I'll say this in capital letters. N-O. There's no professional athlete that's going to, throw Kershaw a bone and strike out on purpose.
What if he's like
to
your
be
hero?
part of
What
his
if he's your
history?
hero?
Get out of town, dude. You Central Perk, and now you're saying this? Beat it with that. Get out of my face.
Who was the guy who accused Brett Favre of taking a dive so that Strahan could get the?
Oh,
that kind of reminds
Mark
me.
Gastineau.
Right. So he's like, yeah, you just crumpled up or whatever, and.
You know what?
That's debatable, right?
That is debatable for sure. That one's debatable.
So it's okay when it's, Favre and Strahan, but you don't think an MLB player, some middle reliever might not groove a pitch to Jeter or groove a pitch to, or if you're.
But it's still on that, like you said.
If it's
even if that were the case, it's still on the batter to then step up in the moment and hit a home run or do something big. Now, John Boy brought up Jeter. You brought up Jeter. He hit a walk-off in his very last at-bat and last game at Yankee Stadium. Yeah. That is the coolest thing. That's so Jeter-esque. He hit a home run for his 3,000th hit. Like, he's done some amazing things, amazing moments. But imagine a walk-off in your last game at Yankee Stadium. That's incredible. It makes me think of Ozzy Osbourne just recently. The dude got together with his band. They hadn't played together, Black Sabbath, in over 20 years. They raised millions of dollars for charity. One last show in his hometown, and then he dies 2 weeks later. Like, that's a pretty dope send-off. It's sad to see him go, but I'll see you on the other side, Ozzy Osbourne. That's pretty awesome. You can't go out better than that. You say goodbye to your friends and family, your loved ones. You're there for your daughter's engagement, and you raise money for charity, and then you call it a day, call it a career. This recent story in movies, I'll give you a movie one that comes to mind for me. Sixth Sense. Does it get better than Sixth Sense? The first time you saw it, you're like, what? Sorry to spoil it 30 years later. He was dead the whole time? That's insane. So the best endings in sports, in movies, in life, based on this Ling Shi Jun story. 877-99 on Fox.
There's only one guy that might have a better story than everyone. Have you ever seen Oakland A. Stephen Vogt? Vogt. V-O-G-T.
I thought it was Voight.
Voight? I thought it was Voight too, but they're saying like Vogt. Anyway, his last at-bat in his career, his kids announced him.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
And the final at-bat, he gets up there and you hear on the PA, all his kids like, now batting, our dad.
Yeah, that was
And
classic.
they do the announcement, and guy rips a home run to right field, and he's rounding the bases, pumping his fist.
Hey, maybe they grooved him one.
And if they did?
And if they did, he still has to hit it. But
Yeah.
they didn't. This isn't, Make-A-Wish. This isn't a charity. This is professional sports. They're not, giving it up, throwing meatballs. You wouldn't do that in Little League. You think they're doing that in the big leagues?
And you can't just hit a meatball over the fence anyway. Ask Jazz Chisholm in the home run derby.
Exactly. So I said Ozzy, Sixth Sense, Derek Jeter. I got a few more. It's a common reference if you followed Covino and Rich over the years. One of our favorite stories is this bowler. I don't know his name because he was just some regular fella. I'll look it up. We should give him credit. There was this guy who bowled his whole life, right? He was one of those guys who bowled in leagues his whole life. Every Sunday, Monday night, whatever, he's in a league.
Rake.
Yeah, an Al Bundy type. And he was always trying to get that 300 game, right? Always eluded him. He was always trying to get that 300 game. Came close so many times. The story goes, he finally bowls his 300th game, and he's in such a zone, in such a moment, in such celebration, he has a heart attack as that happened. He dies there at the alley. Spot, do you have his name?
Don Duan.
Don Dwan?
Don Dwan.
Yeah, what
A
do you think it is, a Don
62-year-old regular at Ravenna Bowl in Michigan.
Okay, so Don Dwan
In
dies
2008.
celebrating his
First
and only.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
Heart attack.
What a way to go out.
Right?
Really,
Like,
right?
Oh, actually, it's happened multiple times. Did you know that?
What, 300 games?
Yeah.
No way.
Followed by a heart attack?
Gary Bittner in 1992 died, collapsed shortly after rolling his first 300 game.
Well, you know what? Your heart's pounding. You're so nervous. You're so close to this lifelong goal. Maybe you're in bad health to begin with, right? So this puts you over the edge.
Pitchers of beer, maybe a lot of those games.
Too many trips to the
cigarettes.
snack bar.
Yeah, right. Hot dogs and beer.
It's any ending's a sad ending, but you want to go out on top. That's the way to do it.
I always wondered, this is a morbid thought, but do you think there's anyone in the city of Chicago, some old time guy that, not even 80, 90, 100 years old, died right before the Cubs won the World Series?
Probably.
Do you think there's some guy that was like,
Unfortunately,
the stress got to him, was like, Game 7 of the World Series, I've been waiting my whole...
Yeah, but you just ruined the conversation because you could say there was a guy that lived just long enough to see
And
it.
they did it!
Yeah, that would go with the conversation.
All right.
The best endings in sports, in movies, in life. I gave you some sports ones. I gave you a movie.
Well, I think the number one...
I'm giving you a TV show that no one's going to say.
The number one answer to me in sports, I mean, yeah, Jeter, you said that. There's always going to be a variety of answers. But I think the fact that John Elway won a Super Bowl,
Oh, yeah.
and everyone's like, John, walk away. You won one. You finally won one. He's like, I'm going to play again.
No,
and then
don't do it.
And then he won a second one.
Yeah, that's
and
that's
then
the
walked
number
away
one.
because that was
It really is the number
that was
one.
the ultimate like deal or no deal. Howie Mandel like take the money, man, take the money, and he's like I'm going to open another case. Like John Elway decided to quote open another case.
He pressed his luck and he got big bucks.
No whammy, stop. And John Elway was the only person in my mind that like decided to say I won. I'm not going to retire. I'm going to try to run it back, and they did.
And you know what? That's why, to tie it into something recent, a lot of people are saying Terrence Crawford should go out on top because in sports and fighting especially, you see so many people go out when it's too late, right? So your thoughts, the best endings based on this story. Guy hit his 305th home run at his last at-bat in the CPBL, Chinese legend. And the clip's gone kind of viral because, what are the odds? What are the chances?
Yeah.
Now, your phone call's next, 877-99 on Fox. And remember, we debut our new game today, giving away prizes, Synonymous City. We got more Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Speaking of football, Tom, TB12, Tommy Boy, Tommy Brady,
Tommy like Wingy,
is rubbing everybody in the NFL the wrong way.
Tom Brady just needs to chill a little bit. And I'm not saying, listen, I don't want to be the guy that's like, it cost him his marriage. But remember, he played longer than he told his family he would. Now he's in the booth calling games. Then he's in the box with the Raiders.
Yeah,
he's
but
doing doing flag football.
You're trying to tone down Tommy Boy's ambition here. That's who he is.
Dude, he's doing flag football in Abu Dhabi in March. He's doing.
Dude, he's got Tiger's blood.
Your criticism of me as your friend and coworker and business partner.
Well, it's hard to say no. I get it.
But Covino's criticism of me is, dude, you're coaching all your kids. You're doing all these shows. You
spread yourself thin.
You just say yes to everything because you want to be involved. And I feel like Tom Brady's sort of doing what I do, and you criticize me for doing it. So go ahead and criticize Tommy. NFL ownership,
but
NFL
you're gonna
broadcaster.
Say you have the same Adonis DNA that Tom Brady has? This guy took his ambition to the NFL.
Yeah, but the same way
You took yours to
you could say mine's more important. I'm doing stuff with my kids and children.
took yours to West Hills Pony Ball.
It's very important. Big league.
I'm just joking.
But
I'm just saying, like he's got a lot of help. You think Tom Brady is doing all these things without an assistant and someone driving him around while he's preparing, and that's a different story. I'm sure he's paying people to make all these things work for him.
I want you to say everything to Tom Brady that you say to me. You're doing too much.
Hey, bonehead, you're doing too much.
And Spot will always say something snarky like, "What do you not like to be alone in your thoughts?"
Yeah, man. Why don't you spend some time with your wife and kids?
You need to
at
fill.
home.
You need to fill your calendar. Tom Brady is. Listen, there's two types of people, and you're looking at two.
Red Vines and Twizzlers.
Totally Twizzlers, by the way.
Players and haters.
Blue cheese and ranch. I know. There's a million two types of people, but I'm talking about
Michael Buffers and Bruce Buffers?
Michael all day. There's two types of people. People that like dots on the calendar and people that want an empty calendar. Covino looks at a weekend and says, no dots? Perfect. I'm going to sit around, scratch my thighs, and watch the Yankees.
That's the best.
I look at a calendar with no dots on the weekend, and I'm like, babe, you want to have these people over for a barbecue?
Why?
Hey, let's go out for hibachi
Why
Saturday.
such a busybody?
Hey, you guys want to go apple picking? Like, I want to
Why
do
can't
things.
you, like, chill?
I
You
don't
have
know.
no chill?
I got no chill.
Well, that's a problem.
And guess who else doesn't?
Maybe you should talk to somebody.
Guess who else doesn't? Tom Brady. Does he need chill?
Well, Boomer Esiason thinks he does. Again, he was sounding off on Tom Brady being seen in the Raiders' coach's box on Monday Night Football. And word on the streets is the NFL had to put out a statement that he did nothing wrong, which insinuates that multiple people had complained about it. A lot of people saw it, but he seemed to have done nothing wrong there. But again, conflict of interest, or at least it appears that way. Broadcasting, partial owner of the Raiders, TB12, his fitness stuff, his podcast appearances. Doesn't he still have a radio show?
He does the thing with Jim Gray.
Yeah.
So,
and now flag football as of yesterday. That was his big announcement.
oh, yeah, and how I play softball a couple times a week, too. But so I ask you this. Are you a Tom Brady or not? And do you think Tom Brady is just doing too much?
I don't think you could. You ever heard the expression narrow focus, broader results? When your head is everywhere, you're not giving your all to one particular thing. You're losing focus. If your head is in all these different buckets and directions and you got all these different things going on, how could you really give your all to wherever it is it's needed? Please make that make sense for me. Is Tom Brady really the greatest broadcaster he could be when he's worried about flag football? Please tell me how that's possible.
Some people like to balance a lot.
It's
and
not balance. It's called distracting yourself from sometimes what the priority should be. It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture. We talk about sports. We talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say. Yeah, buddy, it's Friday.
Today's Friday.
Let's go. Thanks for having fun with us. And thank you, everybody who has subscribed for free, obviously, to our new YouTube channel, Covino and Rich FSR, and who are chatting live. Wes from Idaho, SKW, who was wrong. SKW was wrong. We were talking about the Chinese Baseball League, but I like him participating. K. Rain and Mark and Frank, thank you guys. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us on the daily. Iowa Sam, Sammy Sweetheart is on the ones and twos, playing some. Who's this again? Oh, yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Let's groove. I don't know why I was slipping for a minute. Earth, Wind, and Fire. And, of course, we're grooving into the weekend with Danny G on the phones, getting ready for his new game, Synonymous City, later today, 877-99 on Fox. And Lowenkranz on standby, waiting just to say hi with his update.
Did he stop?
No, he just drove by. Now, we're talking about the best endings in life. The best endings in sports, movies, entertainment, TV shows.
This is very open to your interpretation, because you could say best ending. Like, didn't Elvis Presley die in a toilet eating a sandwich? Is that a good ending? I don't know.
I always think about that because I think there's something. There is something cool about it.
Is that like the worst or best way?
Is it true, though? Is it actually true that he was eating a peanut butter and banana sandwich
while
the
he did?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know he gained a lot of weight eating those. That's true. Wow.
So the story is he just died while he was using the bathroom.
I don't think he was eating a sandwich.
No, I don't. He was?
He wasn't.
No, he was exerting himself.
Yeah,
because
you're thinking of the Eminem video.
Here's what I've
I
heard.
didn't say it. Danny said it.
Danny, you're
did.
thinking of the Eminem video.
Well, those are usually not fictional.
So if you go to the internet might tell you this story that he at the time was addicted to painkillers,
Right.
which make you constipated. So he was trying to exert himself, and he ended up having a heart attack.
On the John, which I do. Look, he's the king of rock and roll. He died on his throne.
Yeah, there you go. Some people don't know that that's what that Salt and Pepper song is about, right? Push it.
Push it real good.
No, the Static X one is about that.
So
I got another one. Hold
best
on.
ending. Let's hear it.
You're gonna disagree. You know what? I'm gonna save this one.
Ted
But
Lasso.
when it comes to
Ted Lasso, best ending.
All right, I was gonna say Ted Lasso. A lot of people said was good, but it's coming back, so
Yeah, I
your
know.
answer doesn't count.
I know.
Who's the Boss? Corny TV show that we all grew up with. Hey yo, oh wait. If you remember how the show started, Tony Maselli comes in. I heard you're looking for a housekeeper. Oh.
Let
right?
me vacuum your drapes. Oh.
But guess what? That's how it ends, and he comes back with a tuxedo, like he wanted to marry Angela. Will you marry me? And it's a really emotional episode. Like I feel like the way it started and the way it ended was kind of perfect for a cheesy '80s sitcom. So I'm throwing that into the conversation.
Hold on, you two knuckleheads. You and Spot both recently rewatched The Sopranos.
You took
Watching
Absolutely.
watching it the second time, I remember we all banged on our TV like, "Oh my god, my TV broke!"
So impactful.
The whole
dude.
"Don't stop."
I think that's totally a tremendous answer. The show still holds up. It's worth the watch again. And if you're confused as to what happened, he got whacked at the diner.
Are you sure?
Positive. And here's why I know
I
it.
don't-
I did my detective work. There's an episode in the last season called Members Only. The guy,
It's your favorite because you still have a members only.
Just
jacket.
because you put on your members only jacket and put on your John Stossel mustache doesn't mean you really investigated this.
the guy that walks in to the diner, to the restaurant
Yeah.
in the last episode is wearing a members only jacket. Clearly he takes out Tony, but it's left to interpretation. And for that reason, because the world was shook by it, that's it. It belongs in this conversation. So if you just joined us, Ling Shi Jun, a Chinese baseball, CPBL Chinese baseball legend, in his last at bat goes yard, and the crowd went nuts. 305th career home run. What a great ending. What else comes to mind for you?
Best ending, I would have to say, if you're a Patriots fan, you might say, "Oh, the comeback versus the Falcons." But if you're a Patriots fan, you probably thought all hope was gone. Oh, they're going to give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. It's over. Imagine the emotional roller coaster you must have been on as a Patriots fan
Oh, man.
when
You're right. 'Cause
They-
we usually think of how the Seahawks blew it.
Yeah, but imagine if you're a Patriots fan and you're like, "Oh man, we lost it," and you're probably thinking like, "Oh man, we'll get them next year." Interception at the goal line, that's an ending. Even Tom Brady was like jumping like a schoolboy, like, you know.
That's a good one.
So I mean, come on.
Not sure if you guys mentioned this or not as I was answering the studio lines, but I always think about John Elway.
Oh, we talked about him before the break.
Yeah,
John
you know
Elway.
what? In sports, that's probably the greatest example of that's how you do it. You go out on top.
Well,
And
no,
it's
my-
so hard to do that in sports.
My point was he could have went out on top, believed in himself so much that he's like, "I'm going to run it back." And I remember being like, "No, John, no."
Yeah, because normally when you run it back, it doesn't work out
And
that
if
way.
you remember, they were big underdogs against the Packers. He helicoptered into the end zone. It was perfect. But that team was so stacked. They came back the next year and just whooped the Falcons in the Super Bowl. And I'll be honest, the team around them even sort of did all the work for John. So, you know what? Great ending. You can't argue Elway. Dina hitting us up on the in-show saying, "Covino, great answer. Who's the boss?"
It was for a silly show that we grew up watching. A lot of times you're like, how did that show end? Some of them had really good endings.
You know, Artie in Florida has a thought on whether or not MLB pitchers would be susceptible to groove a pitch to someone that is looking for a monumental moment. Because I'm telling you, when Kershaw got that strikeout number 3,000.
There's no groovy kind of love when it comes to competition in the MLB.
Oh, it just
This ain't the groove line. This ain't Heat Wave.
It just dawned on me. That's why he played groove tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's why he played Earth,
I
Wind,
just
and
thought he
Fire.
was in I thought he was going to a wedding
No, I was
tonight.
playing it for Let's Groove, this pitch.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you don't groove a fastball in there and then think this guy's gonna hit a home run.
All right. Artie, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, bro?
Well, McLean grooved one for Mantle for his number 535 or 536 back in '68. And there's a clip out there, Mantle talking about it. If Freehand told him which pitch was coming, and Mantle hit it.
You know what, man? I think that's a different time. And here's what I mean by that. Well, first of all, it's the 60s, right? But I feel like in old-timey times baseball, do you hear how, like, these old guys talk about Babe Ruth? They would have let Babe, like, have sex with their wife because they respected him so much. And that's how everybody treated Mickey Mantle, too. Like, oh, the Mick? I'll groove one for you, the Mick. Here you go. Hey, whatever you say, Mick. Yeah, what do you want, a fastball, see? Of course they would have. It's a different time. I don't think people have that level of respect nowadays.
You know what? I want to go to the rest of the feedback, but I don't want to make Isaac wait. Look at him. Getting ready for the update. What's doing, Isaac Lowenkron?
I was actually going to find that Mickey Mantle story because I've got a couple of things percolating, but keep that in mind. We will get you caught up on all the NFL injury reports. The Washington Commanders today officially ruling out quarterback Jaden Daniels for Sunday's game against the Raiders due to a sprained knee. Now, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy will officially be listed as questionable for their game Sunday against Arizona. However, head coach Kyle Shanahan told reporters a short time ago it's highly unlikely that Purdy will start the game, meaning Mac Jones is in line to start for a second straight week.
Now, do you interpret that as he's going to be essentially the backup? They would suit him up. So I wonder if it's Mac Jones, if he's handling his business, we're all good. If Mac Jones throws 2 picks in the first half and the Niners are down to their division opponent, maybe you see Brock Purdy in the second half?
Correct, and obviously especially if something happens to Mac Jones from a health standpoint. But that is significant that he would be in line to be dressed out as the number 2 or conceivably the number 3 quarterback, but most likely the number 2 quarterback. Kansas City Chiefs listed receiver Xavier Worthy as questionable for Sunday night's game against the New York Giants due to a shoulder injury. A coup in Atlanta among place kickers as the Falcons released longtime place kicker Younghoe Koo and signed place kicker Parker Romo to the active roster after Romo went 5 for 5 on field goals in last Sunday's win at Minnesota. Finally, in the NBA, Miami Heat All-Star guard Tyler Hero had successful left ankle surgery today and is expected to miss the start of the regular season. And speaking of the NBA guys, talking about going out in style, how about Kobe's 60-point game in his finale against the Utah Jazz? And finally, on a non-sports note, do you guys know how Matthew McConaughey's father went out? He called his shot. He would tell his sons, Matthew McConaughey and his brothers, sons, when I go out, it's going to be while I'm your mother. And he did!
Oh! Look at that.
Wow, that's
and
crazy.
their mom was... no, this is a little more, but I'll tell you guys later. Anyway.
Let me tell you, it sounds like a fun way, but then I feel if I was an old man and that happened to my wife, then you're just laying there on her.
I feel good for dad, bad for mom.
Yeah, mom's like,
Well, that's the thing. She must have been in shock maybe, but she was apparently so proud. She told the paramedics not to cover him with a sheet as they were wheeling him out.
Why? Because he was smiling?
Yeah.
Among other things.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's funny.
Did she? Forget it. Okay. All right. Thank you, Isaac Lowenkron. We got more Covino and Rich coming up right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Remember, the LG X Boom Grab is the portable speaker that powers your hustle. From morning coffee runs to midnight rooftop hangs, enjoy vibrant sound with up to 20 hours of playback. And now save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom, X Boom. Your phone call's next.
up. It's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations. That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham! We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable. He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Who wants some?
bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know it's time.
Spinderella.
baby.
Cut it up one time. It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And it's time for our tire rack play of the day. the Mets actually win an important game this season?
Oh, thanks. Hit it.
1-2. Hit high in the air to right center field and pretty deep. Tatis back. This one is on the way. Gone. Right center field. Home run into the San Diego bullpen. Brandon Nimmo with a 3-run shot.
There you go, Nims. Hey, Mets won. That's courtesy of Mets Radio Network, and that's our Tire Rack play of the day. Mets, a couple games up, and they play the Nationals this weekend, so you got to win 2 or 3, or you got to sweep because Reds play the Cubbies, so you hope for a little help there. And Danny G, your Dodgers going to beat up on the Giants or what?
They've been doing that for the past couple weekends.
So before you know it, 9 games left. Pretty awesome. That's your Tire Rack play of the game. And Tire Rack's been helping people find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection, convenient installation options like mobile tire installation.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Now, we're wrapping up our discussion with your phone calls. You can always chime in at Covino and Rich or the YouTube chat. It's live. You can watch us, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, Covino, Covino and Rich. But we're talking about the best endings in sports. Joe Carter comes to mind. Kirk Gibson comes to mind.
Touch them all, Joe.
I saw this movie when I was a kid starring Peter North. Had a really crazy ending, Rich. I don't know. But comes to mind.
How about Roy Hobbs?
Oh, The Natural, in honor of Robert Redford, who passed away this week. Yeah, that's legendary. So the best endings, because this 43-year-old Chinese baseball legend hit a home run in his last at-bat. And it wasn't just the last at-bat. It was like the tip of the hat, goodbye to the fans. It was like a big deal.
It's nice.
It was a cool thing. So we'll wrap it up with your phone calls, the best endings in life.
Let me get to the phone calls, reading the in-show chat and that. Let me switch over to the phones. We'll go to Dan in Michigan.
Hey, Dan.
What's up, Danny?
Hey, what's up, guys? One of my favorite ball players in his last at-bat at Great American Ballpark was thrown out for arguing balls and strikes, the great Joey Votto.
You know what? I'm glad you liked it because that makes me feel better because I hated it so much. It's wild to think that an umpire wouldn't have the wherewithal to give Votto a little...
He's a Vato loco.
A little extra, right? I mean, come on.
I think that's kind of cool, though, because it is a cool story.
Thrown out in your last game? Yeah, maybe it is more fun, right?
Further removed from it, yeah, it's like, I guess that's kind of, at least it's memorable.
All right, John in Montana. What's up, John?
Hey, I love the show, guys.
Thank you.
Just wanted to mention, wanted to mention the Ultimate Warrior. He finally got into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Dude, I was going to mention, we're on the same wavelength. John, I'll let you tell the story, but I thought of this before, and I'm like, I don't know if anyone else would get the reference. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, so, long time, there's a lot of controversy with him and the WWE. He came in, and then they basically got together and said, hey, you know what, he deserves to be in. Got a speech, and then the next night in Monday Night Raw, he had a nice speech to the audience. A couple days later, he passes away, and now he's immortalized.
Bro, I thought of that, like the Ultimate Warrior. If you were a kid of the 80s and 90s, the Ultimate Warrior was a big deal for a minute. He was supposed to be the next Hulk Hogan, right?
I think he's the greatest intercontinental champion.
How dare you say that? That's the honky tonk man.
No, bro.
But the Ultimate Warrior had...
and didn't he piece it up with Hulk Hogan too? He sort of tied all the loose ends before he died.
The Ultimate Warrior, John Hellwig, I believe his name is. He had it out with everyone. Decides to make amends, like John said, comes back, does a speech to the fans, gets inducted, all this, dies the next day.
No, that's a cool story.
Yeah.
It is.
It's almost
sad,
like
but
it's almost like you ever see someone like they make amends with someone, and it's almost like they know something's happening. Right? We'll take the rest of your feedback. Plus, we're going to give you the big TV game of the week. I got some cool bets we're going to go over. We're going to win some money this weekend. Plus, our new game, Synonymous City. So, a lot to look forward to next hour. We're going to have a lot of fun keeping you company on a Friday. Covino and Rich. And don't forget to watch us. YouTube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR.
There's a new headline that's sweeping the nation. It's one of my favorite headlines, and it's a new category. Should I let them know what it is, or just wait?
Let's dive in. Let's go.
Okay. It's called They Might Be Ass.
Oh, I love this game. They might be ass.
They might be ass.
It's your way of saying, like, I haven't made up my mind yet, but might be ass.
Now, this headline became a thing when Barstool was talking about Arch Manning in his debut. Now, he was kind of ass, right?
Might be ass.
They were kind of ass. Really couldn't do much. You could say Ohio State's defense was pretty strong. Or you could say Arch Manning was kind of ass.
He looks like he just sniffed ass.
Yeah. And they take on, San Jose State, I believe. They take on the Spartans this week.
Well, guess what? They won't be ass this week, but I love this category. They might be ass. I think Arch Manning, by the end of the year, once they play all these cupcake teams along the way, and they just beat the shit out of all these bottom feeders, fast forward a month, you're not going to be saying Arch Manning's ass, but as of right now, it's very safe to say right now.
Might be. Might be. And here's the funny part about it. I was actually watching the game at the gym. This was like a headline, and it wasn't even like halftime yet. And it was like, he might be ass. Turns out, first game was kind of ass. But you know what else happened this week?
Yeah.
Who else might be ass? Bill Belichick. As I call him?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's. He might be ass. His game might not translate in college. 48-14, TCU made him look like a chump. He might be ass. Now, am I rooting for any of these people to be ass? No, but they fall into this category as of this week, and they take on Charlotte, right, who's also 0-1 this week. But right now, might be ass.
Bill Belichick, he might be grabbing hot young ass, but he also might be ass. He might be ass.
Starbucks has a new overpriced drink, and it has a cold foam with 15 grams of protein apparently now.
So while everyone's having their pumpkin spice drinks, this is either going to be the greatest thing in the world, or I could just feel it. Starting September 29th in a couple weeks, they're debuting, like you said, your protein fix. Look at that one has 26 grams of protein, 24 grams. If they add this cold foam, if you're getting your protein fix and it doesn't taste bad, this is going to be a home run. Otherwise, the world is going to say, might be ass.
But then again, might be ass. We'll find out.
What do you think? I can't. When they try to hide, you know what it's like, when you're living that.
I think I taste a hint of ass.
When you're living that mom or dad life.
Protein.
When you're living the mom or dad life and you try to hide vegetables in your kids' food.
Yeah.
And they're like, they know.
We'll see.
When they try to hide protein in something, you always taste a little bit of, as you said, what is that? And I feel like you're going to be sipping your cold brew and you're like, oh, my cold brew with protein? What? Hold on.
I'll have that Buns cold brew, please.
I taste ass. I taste ass.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than.
The Washington Commanders officially ruled out quarterback Jaden Daniels for Sunday's game against the Raiders due to a sprained knee. Marcus Mariota will start at quarterback. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy will officially be listed as questionable for Sunday's game against Arizona. But head coach Kyle Shanahan told reporters today it's highly unlikely that Purdy will start the game, meaning Mac Jones would be in line to start for a second straight week. Kansas City Chiefs listed receiver Xavier Worthy as questionable for Sunday night's game against the New York Giants due to a shoulder injury. The Atlanta Falcons released longtime place kicker Younghoe Koo and signed place kicker Parker Romo to the active roster after Romo went 5 for 5 on field goals in last Sunday's win at Minnesota. NBA Miami Heat All-Star guard Tyler Hero had successful left ankle surgery today and is expected to miss the start of the regular season. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Hey, that's Steve Covino. Stephen Anthony Covino. Stephen A, the real Stephen A.
That's what I've heard.
The sack man, and that's Rich Davis.
That's,
Richard, what's your middle name?
Gregory.
Richard Bartholomew Gregory Davis.
No, I'll tell you this. I think everyone I knew growing up called me Richie. I think I'm going back to Richie.
Richie, yeah.
Hey, Richie.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Hey,
yeah,
Richie.
that's
Danny
the
G,
ticket.
You know why? Because during the commercial, Danny G goes, "Hey, Richie, you going to read that commercial spot?" I'm like, "Oh, it made me feel like a kid again, Danny." So
nice.
From this day forward, I'm Richie. Covino
All
Richie.
right.
that's it. Hey, we're finding out everybody's middle names. What's yours, Sam?
Fry.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, hello?
Fry. Frye. Fry. It's my mom's maiden name.
Oh.
I like people getting a middle name that's their mom's maiden name and then use the dad's last name.
Okay, that's
a cool. I think it gets everyone involved.
You know, let me tell you something. I think that is the most ultimate compromise because I'm not going to offend a lot of people. I'm not down with the hyphenated last name. It's just too long.
Neither. Yeah, me neither.
I think sometimes, it's nice to have keep the family tradition going on. I think taking the mom's name as the middle name is very nice.
Yeah, not enough people do that. I think it's great.
You're a trendsetter, Sam.
No, my mom was. My parents were.
It's also very big in Latin American and Spanish cultures.
Javier Sam.
Where you do
the sword fighter.
You take the two names and it's like something to something. It's very popular.
I like it. So, again, we're Covino and Rich.
I like it.
Broadcasting.
That was his way of saying, I don't give a
broadcasting.
By the way, Cove, you didn't ask, but my middle name's Luther.
Oh, no, I knew that. After Vandross. That's why you sound like that. Yeah, I heard he's a
Danny
distant
Luther
uncle.
Gradio?
Yeah. So we're live from
Danny
the Fox
Luther.
Sports Radio studio, and if you ever wanted to try an Olympic sport and Paralympic sport like Sammy Sweetheart Fry, Sammy Fry, try fencing. It's safe, it's fast, it's easy to start. Find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
USA.
That's usafencing.org/tryfencing. And with the iHeartRadio app, you can stream us wherever, whenever, Shakira style.
Whatever.
And make sure we're number one on your presets because you could preset the iHeartRadio app. 24/7 we're available. Enjoy all your Fox Sports Radio shows on the iHeartRadio app.
Can I respectfully ask you a question?
The way you say respectfully, I feel like it's not going to be that respectful. But go ahead.
It's a setup.
Yeah,
Definitely.
total setup.
Definitely a setup.
All right. You brought up Shakira, and we all know there were grumblings and rumblings when her and J-Lo did the co-headlining at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, wasn't the rumor when they went that started COVID?
That's very true. They summoned the COVID demon.
I've heard this. No, but first of all, first theory is that if it is Taylor Swift, do you think they're going to wait until her album comes out October 3rd to be like, and she's doing the halftime show? Because by now, most years, we know who's done the Super Bowl halftime show. In fact, last year on September 8th, they said, hey, it's going to be Kendrick Lamar. So do you think the fact that it hasn't been announced doesn't look like Metallica may just line up with her album release?
Metallica's from the Bay Area.
Makes
that
sense.
would be perfect.
I know,
but of course it's not going to go that way.
Oh, but what I was saying, you said Shakira.
So nice you got to say it twice. Shakira, Shakira.
Shakira, J-Lo, Gwen Stefani, Selma Hayek. Of beautiful, talented, successful women over 50, who is your number one choice? I'm thinking of like all the beautiful, talented women over 50.
Give them to me again.
Gwen Stefani,
Yeah.
J-Lo, Shakira, Selma Hayek, and you could add to the list. I just thought of those.
Put
off
it
the
this
top.
way. I think all of those are great. But Selma Hayek for the win.
She's got those Golden Globes.
Yeah. Or J-Lo, even though she's getting a
I'm
little older.
I'm gonna throw mine into the mix. Marissa Tomei, hands down.
That's a good answer, but
Isaac Lowenkron.
It's like a
touchdown.
personal
Isaac
preference
agrees
there.
with you.
Isaac agrees.
Yeah. That's a good one. I don't know. Good one, Rich.
And not to sound chauvinistic, now we have to do dudes.
But hold on. Hold on.
John
Shakira's-
Stamos.
Shakira's not 50, bro.
Well,
Shakira's not 50?
No way. No way.
Shakira's like
She's not 50.
2 years older than us.
Nah, I
Hold
don't
on.
think
48.
so. Yeah.
How about Sofia Vergara?
Oh, she was hanging out with Tom Brady, right, recently?
I know. It's a good one for another day. Save that bad boy. Save that brain buster. And let's wrap up the phone calls now.
All right.
The
Best
best endings. The best endings of all time in sports and movies and life.
And then we're going to get into my big TV game of the week, and I have a parlay that I want to throw at you that I think might be the moneymaker. So we'll get to a couple things coming up. All right. Say hello to Gerald in Virginia.
Hey, Gerald.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
A couple of weeks ago, you were talking about Magnum Day in Detroit.
Yeah.
The original Magnum, I think, had two endings. The series was supposed to end shortly after he got shot in the warehouse, but then it came back another year, and at the end, he comes out to Rick's wedding back in his naval uniform. He's re-enlisted, and he has to protect his daughter.
Yeah, I don't remember the show as much. I just remember everyone's mom loving Tom Selleck, including
for
mine.
sure.
And he had a dope car.
Yeah, that
Yo.
cool gold Magnum PI car.
Covino, was it you that told me? I feel like you were one of the first people before it became the internet trend that Tom Selleck, Magnum PI, and Indiana Jones inspired Chippendale Rescue Rangers. You think about it,
I thought
Chippendale.
it was Chippendale Rescue Rangers inspired Indiana Jones and Magnum PI.
One of them was dressed like Indiana Jones.
By the way,
And the other one had a Hawaiian shirt,
Is
so it
Tom
was-
Selleck.
Yeah,
Tom
that's-
Selleck was supposed to
a good
be
argument.
Indiana Jones, but he went with Magnum PI.
No one ever connects the dots. At Chippendale Rescue Rangers, one has a Hawaiian shirt, one's dressed like Indiana Jones, and people say it's supposed to be
Oh, I
Magnum
love that.
PI and Indiana Jones.
I love it.
Did you watch Tailspin also? I would
Oh
say.
yeah, all those shows.
Yeah.
Aren't Fred and Barney sort of like Ralph Cramden and
They are. Yeah.
Ed Norton,
Yeah.
but just the cavemen version?
Do you believe the theory that the Flintstones was happening on the ground while the Jetsons were in the same timeline in the sky?
Isn't it true that your dad oddly looks like George Jetson?
He does.
Rich's dad looks like George Jetson.
Oh, George Jetson.
Oh, his boy Elroy. That's why Rich's middle name is Elroy.
People don't know that.
Which translation in Spanish, the Roy.
All right. Say hi to Dave. We'll close it out with you in West Virginia, and then we'll talk some foosball. I got, in fact, I have a parlay and a teaser. I love both of them. We'll do that and my big TV game. What's up, David?
My dad also looks like George Jetson.
Maybe that's like a common
Maybe it's
trend.
men that were born in the 50s.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate it. Also, Newhart, where he wakes up in bed with his wife from the original Bob Newhart show. I feel like that's one of the best sitcom
Nice.
endings ever.
You know, I can't say I've seen it, but I've heard that to be a legendary ending. And, you know, the one that always comes up, too, when it comes to, like, worse endings, he made me think of Roseanne, right? When the first time around it was all a dream.
It's like, it was a
Something
dream.
stupid like
Well,
that.
you know, speaking of the worst endings, I have to give it a shout out because I've referenced that it's my favorite sitcom of all time, How I Met Your Mother. When it's like, Mom dies? What are we doing? That celebrates 20 years today. How I Met Your Mother came out on September 19th, 2005, which is wild to think. That show, does that really feel like 20 years ago?
No, that's crazy. Well,
Right?
save that for the worst ending conversation when it's appropriate. But right now, Rich, you're the guy.
I am. I'm dead. You can leave it there.
You're the guy.
I'm him.
You are him. And it's time for your picks, bro.
Yeah. Big TV game of the week. Let's go.
You should see my setup. I got an extra TV.
The game that I will have.
We should call it Rich's Big TV Game of the Week.
It's Rich's Big TV Game of the Week.
Look at Spot sarcastically saying it. It turns into a sponsored bit.
Am I getting paid for that? Do I get naming rights on that bit?
And by the way, thanks to our good pals at TCL.
Thanks, TCL.
TCL bringing it My big TV game of the week.
I saw one of their screens when I walked into Costco the other day. Blew all the other TVs away.
Well, I'm going to put that 85-inch bad boy in my living room.
I want
TCL.
that projector. That's what I want.
So let's talk about our TCL big TV game of the week. Now, early round of games, there's a couple that might, make you go, but some of them have backup quarterbacks, which I have nothing against backup QBs, but like Bengals, Vikings.
It's kind of like seeing the understudy. Though.
Yeah, it's like my dad went to go to a Broadway show once, and it was supposed to be Bryan Cranston, and he's like, Bryan Cranston's not performing today. Like, I want my money back. So Bengals, Vikings lost a little luster because we're dealing with backup quarterbacks, right? Steelers, Patriots, Texans, Jags.
That doesn't make the game any less important, just a little less exciting, I would say.
Falcons, Panthers, divisional matchup. Texans, Jags, that should be an interesting one. I'm going to watch that at, 1 o'clock early East Coast time. But I think if you're looking at early games to keep an eye on, the number one game has to be Rams at Eagles because there's a sentiment that the Eagles are the most boring 2-0 team of all time. In fact, the Eagles in general are boring.
Al Michaels might have dissed them on the air.
We may talk about that a little more next, but the Eagles are hosting the Rams, and this is an interesting one because there's a lot of people that very much believe in the Rams as a true NFC contender. As a Niners fan, I hope the Eagles win just because I, want my division to be a little clearer.
Someone's has got to go.
So you got two 2-0 teams, Eagles, Rams. Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. He's got weapons. Devontae Adams looks like he, got a little bit of the fountain of youth.
You want to see who's more handsome in crystal clear, high definition TCL quality. Is it Jalen Hurts or Stafford?
So I think that, to me, gains the big TV in the early games. Now, when you go to the late games, a couple good ones. Saints, Seahawks, not one of them. Broncos, Chargers. That, to me, is a fantastic telling game. I sort of like what's going on with the Chargers. I think Madison Beer's hotness has even inspired Justin Herbert more. You could say it's all, a couple years now with Jim Harbaugh. I think it's Madison Beer, to be honest.
Yeah, can the Chargers finally run the ball? That'll complete a nice-looking team right there.
So, to me, that's a great game. But I have to do my homer pick, Covino, and say 49ers, Cardinals, 2-0, 2-0. Again, even though Mac Jones is starting, this is a big game for my 49ers, and I need to be zoned in and honed in on my TCL big screen. That, to me, is the big TV game of the week.
I feel like Kyler Murray isn't locked in this week, dealing with all the questions about his stupid Michael Vick jersey move that he did.
You see that? Did you guys notice that or no? I was Sam. Did you see that story?
No.
He did like a photo shoot wearing a Michael Vick jersey. It was, he posted a photo because that's his favorite player, and that's fair. Yeah. But he took the photo with his pit bull. So people were like, that's in bad taste. Why would you do that? And he apologized. And he said, I meant nothing by it.
Lack of awareness. Yeah, just
honest
mistake.
It was just a misstep for sure, though. It was just a weird look.
It's like,
even though Michael Vick is forgiven and we moved on.
Coach Vick now at Norfolk State.
Yeah, but it's still
a weird move.
Sort of like, not one person on that photo shoot was like, hey, do you have any other shirts?
What was interesting was people in the comments said that exact thing, Rich. Were the people doing the photo shoot and him unaware of this because of their age? Like, are we old now? And
weird.
so,
like, is that your Halloween costume?
Dude, sometimes people don't know. Covino was baffled. He was watching a clip from a podcast, and who didn't they know?
They didn't know it was two goons in a room. Who are those
guys? Is that the podcast name, Two Goons in a Room? I'm stealing that.
No, that was the backup name for this show.
Yeah, that was the backup name.
Two Goons in a Room.
But they were playing a game. They're very famous. What's the name of their something project? They're very.
What is it? They're really good.
Something project. They deserve credit.
Yeah.
But they were like playing a game like, can you recognize these people? And it was like President Reagan, and the next one was Bob Dylan. And the guy's like, I have no idea who that is. I was like, you don't know who Bob Dylan is?
Yeah, but if they're 30-ish, I mean.
But dude, that's not acceptable. You think I don't know who famous people before my time
you're
is?
The greatest.
I mean, that's ridiculous to give people that pass.
Remember when Jay Leno would go out on was it called Street Smarts?
Yeah.
He'd go out and ask people really simple stuff, and they were like, I don't know. But he'd only pick out the ones that people got wrong and looked like idiots.
We recently talked about how the Arizona Cardinals were coming through the tunnel, before practice, and they were handing them VCR, VHS tapes and cassette tapes, and they were like, I don't know what this is. we're forgetting, man. If you're like 40ish,
Well, we got to stop making exceptions for idiots.
You got to know your past and your history a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
like my mom says, you can only see as far as your nose. You got to know a little bit about what happened before your time. You don't know Bob. I'm not asking you to name some random guy from Herman's Hermits or whatever. We're talking Bob Dylan.
Herman's Hermits.
But we're talking Bob Dylan, dude. You don't know who he is?
Something tells me I'm into something.
And then the jabroni
good.
goes, I don't know, is that Mick Jagger? and then the guy goes,
okay.
No,
right.
he goes, all right, is it the lead singer of Rolling Stones?
Who's
and they
Mick
go,
Jagger?
yeah, who's Mick Jagger? Like, what a bunch of idiots. And these guys go viral?
You ever think they laugh at guys like you because they just trolled you?
No, they're serious. And I think a lot of people do watch, because they're entertaining.
Those guys are good, though.
What is this spot? Did you give them
Makeshift
project. Good for them.
I thought it was the Tony Rich project.
No, makeshift project.
who's
Hey,
that?
That was the Alan Parsons project.
By the way, I hooked up with a girl, Tony, for a second. This Jersey girl, and Spot used to call us the Tony Rich Project.
Oh, no.
Reference that no one got but us.
That was random.
It was a girl named Tony with a mustache, by the way.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Can I give you my teaser and my parlay?
Tony Soprano.
Who's a woman, by the way, guys? What's that? He was nice.
Yeah.
He was gentle.
What happened? You guys didn't work out?
She's like, hi, Rich. Hi, Tony. All right, so big TV game of the week. Are we done with this?
We're done. TCL, you got it. We're going to watch on the big screen. 85 inches, baby. Now, here's what I want to tell you. I got a teaser and a parlay. I went over one of these on our bonus pod, Overpromise. So what I'm doing here is I'm giving you a taste of what I give you there. And we've been really on fire this year. I think Vegas is not having a good year because I feel like I feel like it's a better season so far. I have a parlay I like because it's two teams that are favored by less than a field goal, and I think they'll just win the games. I mentioned them when I was just talking about our Sunday games. I like the 49ers minus 2.5 against the Cardinals. Niners just need to win in their home debut, might I add. The home debut, 49ers first game at home at Levi this season. Favored by 2.5, win by a field goal. There's no hook, 2.5. I think you win that one. Team that up with the Chargers, as much as I don't want to upset the Bronco fans out there. Their home opener. If they win this game, they're 3-0 against their division. There's a lot of motivation, and if you don't think that team's amped up and Justin Herbert's got something to prove, I like the Chargers minus 2.5 and the 49ers minus 2.5. Little West Coast action. That's your parlay.
Okay.
Now, as far as teasers go, that's where you get to play with 6 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's two teams that just straight up win, and that's all you really need to win. The Chiefs are 6-point favorites against the Giants. Tease the Chiefs down to 0. That means the Chiefs just need to win.
By the way, the Chiefs have to win.
Do you
They
agree?
can't start
do you
0-3.
agree with that sentiment? Do you like that part of the teaser?
As much as I agree with you that the Chiefs have to win here, they might be ass. They might be ass.
I mean,
for all we know.
if the Chiefs
the
lose,
Giants almost beat the Cowboys.
If the Chiefs lose on
And by
Sunday
the way,
Night Football,
it's
prime
at
time.
Giants. It's in New York.
But it's
Jersey.
It's Sunday night, homie. Sunday night, prime time. Kelsey, Mahomes, 0-2. He just celebrated his 30th. I don't know.
I can't see Mahomes losing this game.
I can't see it either, but
Danny, you like teasing this down to 0, meaning no point spread. You just need the Chiefs to win and team that up with the teaser bet, right? So you get another game you get to play with 6 points. Packers are 7.5-point favorites over the Browns. It's in Cleveland, but that would mean the Packers just need to win by 1.5.
You know how last night they said the Dolphins came in upset? Like their whole team seemed upset? I feel like that's how the Chiefs are going to go into New Jersey.
Could be. Little motivation, sadness, who knows how it translates. But I like this bet very much. So, again, I'll tell you one last time, and then we'll move on. Chiefs, Packers, 6-point teaser where the Chiefs just need to win and the Packers need to win by 1.5 over the Browns. If you think the Chiefs and Packers can't beat the Giants and Browns, on paper, it sounds easy as could be. So have your fun at DraftKings. Enjoy. Hey, Covino and Rich, now coming up, we got a lot. We're going to get to weekend hobnobbing, what to watch this weekend, some new shows, a bunch of sports, obviously. But we're going to play a new game that I'm really excited about.
Oh, it's called Synonymous City. Danny G, he worked so hard. He worked late into the night by candlelight.
I heard that. He had his Ebenezer Scrooge hat on and everything.
He worked by candlelight late last night to prepare this game. We debut it today. We're giving away our bribery balls, brand new and improved, by the way. They're different than last year. So if you won last year, you could win again because they're different Nerf footballs. CNR on FSR, Nerf footballs. If you win Synonymous City, you could be the first to play our new game. It's the face of the city sort of match game. You know what? We'll let Danny G explain, but we'll do it next. So start calling now at 877-99 on Fox. That's 877-99 on Fox. More Covino and Rich next. Speaking of football, Tom, TB12, Tommy Boy, Tommy Brady,
Tommy like Wingy,
is rubbing everybody in the NFL the wrong way.
You know, Tom Brady just needs to chill a little bit. And I'm not saying, listen, I don't want to be the guy that's like, it cost him his marriage. But remember, he played longer than he told his family he would. Now he's in the booth calling games. Then he's in the box with the Raiders.
Yeah,
he's
but
doing flag football.
You're trying to tone down Tommy Boy's ambition here. That's who he is.
Dude, he's doing flag football in Abu Dhabi in March. He's doing.
Dude, he's got Tiger's blood.
Your criticism of me as your friend and coworker and business partner.
Well, it's hard to say no. I get it.
But Covino's criticism of me is, dude, you're coaching all your kids. You're doing all these shows. You
spread yourself thin.
You just say yes to everything because you want to be involved. And I feel like Tom Brady's sort of doing what I do, and you criticize me for doing it. So go ahead and criticize Tommy. NFL ownership,
but
NFL
you're gonna
broadcaster.
Say you have the same Adonis DNA that Tom Brady has. This guy took his ambition to the NFL.
Yeah, but the same way
you took yours to.
You could say mine's more important. I'm doing stuff with my kids and children.
Took yours to West Hills Pony Ball.
It's very important. Big league.
I'm just joking.
But
I'm just saying, like he's got a lot of help. You think Tom Brady is doing all these things without an assistant and someone driving him around while he's preparing, and that's a different story. I'm sure he's paying people to make all these things work for him.
I want you to say everything to Tom Brady that you say to me. You're doing too much.
Hey, bonehead, you're doing too much.
And Spot will always say something snarky like, "What do you not like to be alone in your thoughts?"
Yeah, man. Why don't you spend some time with your wife and kids?
You need to
at
fill.
home.
You need to fill your calendar. Tom Brady is. Listen, there's two types of people, and you're looking at two.
Red Vines and Twizzlers.
Totally Twizzlers, by the way.
Players and haters.
Blue cheese and ranch. I know. There's a million two types of people, but I'm talking about
Michael Buffers and Bruce Buffers.
Michael all day. There's two types of people. People that like dots on the calendar and people that want an empty calendar. Covino looks at a weekend and says, no dots? Perfect. I'm going to sit around, scratch my thighs, and watch the Yankees.
That's the best.
I look at a calendar with no dots on the weekend, and I'm like, babe, you want to have these people over for a barbecue?
Why?
Hey, let's go out for a hibachi
Why
Saturday.
such a busybody?
Hey, you guys want to go apple picking? Like, I want to
Why
do
can't
things.
you, like, chill? You have no chill?
I got no chill.
Well, that's a problem.
And guess who else doesn't?
Maybe you should talk to somebody.
Guess who else doesn't? Tom Brady. Does he need chill?
Well, Boomer Esiason thinks he does. Again, he was sounding off on Tom Brady being seen in the Raiders' coach's box on Monday Night Football. And word on the streets is the NFL had to put out a statement that he did nothing wrong, which insinuates that multiple people had complained about it. A lot of people saw it, but he seemed to have done nothing wrong there. But again, conflict of interest, or at least it appears that way. Broadcasting, partial owner of the Raiders, TB12, his fitness stuff, his podcast appearances. Doesn't he still have a radio show?
He does the thing with Jim Gray.
Yeah.
So,
and now flag football as of yesterday. That was his big announcement.
Oh, yeah, and how I play softball a couple times a week, too. But so I ask you this. Are you a Tom Brady or not? And do you think Tom Brady is just doing too much?
I don't think you could. You ever heard the expression, narrow focus, broader results? When your head is everywhere, you're not giving your all to one particular thing. You're losing focus. If your head is in all these different buckets and directions and you got all these different things going on, how could you really give your all to wherever it is it's needed? Please make that make sense for me. Is Tom Brady really the greatest broadcaster he could be when he's worried about flag football? Please tell me how that's possible.
Some people like to balance a lot.
It's not balance. It's called distracting yourself from sometimes what the priority should be.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Ooh. Good song choice, Iowa Samuel.
We are live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Covino and Rich, the infamous, which is more than famous. And the LG X Boom Grab is the portable speaker that powers your hustle. From morning coffee runs to midnight rooftop hangs, enjoy vibrant sound with up to 20 hours of playback. And now you can save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. That's code FALL25, FALL25. So bring the boom.
Yo, I gotta get two of those booms because I'm redoing the backyard, and the whole idea of like hardwiring speakers nowadays is so outdated. You get a couple of the booms, just put them in the yard, link them up Bluetooth. You don't need all those wires and hassle. So let me talk to the people at LG. Life's good.
And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
All right, Danny G, we hand it over to you. Our new game debuts today. What you got?
I think the Covino and Rich crew accidentally created a fun new game.
I think it's a fun game to see if you can match your buddy. Danny, maybe you craft a game one day. We see if we can do a little sports match game.
Just win. Synonymous City. I love that. Gotta say the name slow, but match the answers fast.
Minneapolis. 1, 2, 3.
Bucket. Wow. Who's the most revered sports figure in your city?
Minneapolis. 1, 2, 3. Gary Anderson. No. No, sorry.
And we're also going to mix in music legends that are the face of a city.
Synonymous City.
Forever synonymous with.
I'm the face of the city. That's why they mad.
All right, happy Friday.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you to Bob, the big voice guy, and Ricky for helping me put that recording together.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Ricky.
Yeah, I love it when games happen organically on our show. it's how we got last one standing.
I want to thank Bob, too. You know what Bob did for me like a year ago? He did the names for my daughter's softball team walk-up. So my daughter's 8-year-old team has the Fox Sports voice. We're the cool softball
perks.
team.
Didn't he give you a personalized one, too, for when you enter the bedroom?
No, he did. Thanks,
Coming
Bob.
down the aisle.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
For the next 2 minutes, Rich Davis.
Thanks, Bob.
All right, let's get our contestant on the studio lines, and then I'll explain how the game works. All right, Ilo, I'll use you for this. Would you love to travel to beautiful Nampa, Idaho, Seattle, Washington, Florence, Mississippi, or Omaha, Nebraska?
In honor of the College World Series, and because I picked Idaho in honor of Covino a few weeks ago, I'm going to go to Omaha.
Oh, Omaha. Okay, let's go to Omaha. That is Rick.
Hey, Rick.
What up, Rick?
Hey!
Hey, Rick, what do you do for a living there in Nebraska?
Delivery professional and CNR dude bro.
There you go.
Like it.
I
Also
love it.
home of the champion, Terrence Crawford.
There you go.
Yes.
You're going to break in this game for us. All right, here's how it's going to go. We're going to mix it up with 2 categories, the most revered sports figure of a city, or I may ask for the music artist or band who, in your opinion, is the face of the chosen city. All right, I'm going to tell you the category. Then I'll say the city, give you a few seconds to collect your answer, and then on the count of 3, the crew member and caller are going to shout out their answers. All right, the caller has to match 2 of the 5 CNR crew members in order to win a CNR Nerf football.
All right, Rick, I want to make it clear. You don't shout it out until Danny G counts you down, okay?
Yeah. And
Okay.
if you take too long, then you lose that round, all right?
I like this.
All right, Covino, you're up first with Rick. This is Fox Sports Radio, so let's start with the most revered sports figure for the city of St. Louis. All right, think about it for a second, you two. Covino and Rick, St. Louis sports figure, face of the city. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Ozzie Smith.
Rick, you didn't shout
Rick.
anything out.
Hall. Hockey Hall.
Oh, my
Well, you have to
goodness.
match us. So
Yeah.
you would have had to say Ozzie Smith. to match us.
All right.
Think of it as like rock, paper,
Yes,
scissors.
exactly. So do you get it on the
No,
count?
that was a practice round, Rick.
Yeah, on the count of 3, Rick. You get that? So when I say 1, 2, 3, you shout out your answer, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Very
Danny
hard,
should do
though.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
By the way, Covino, I would have matched you. Look, I wrote down Ozzie Smith just for the hell of it.
Nice. Yeah,
See, we
all
would've-
right.
we would have
Wow,
matched. We would
so
have matched.
Rich and I matched.
Yeah, and
That's
if you're
pretty good.
playing at home or in your car, you might have won that round. All right, Rich, your turn with Rick.
Okay, here we go.
Hopefully it goes better.
Come on.
Let's go with the most iconic music artist or band for the city of Seattle.
Okay.
All right, get your answers together. Rick, that means you.
Now we're going to
Seattle.
shout out our answers on
Yes.
3, Rick. All right.
On the count of 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Nirvana.
Kurt Cobain.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
It counts.
all right,
That
he
counts.
wins that
That counts.
round. All right.
Okay, there we go.
There was
Okay.
a slight delay, but he got it.
Okay,
I
there you
think,
go.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain of Nirvana.
Okay.
You know, Soundgarden would have been a cool answer.
What about Jimi Hendrix?
Alice in Chains.
Actually from Seattle.
Well, hey, idiots, I matched with them. So,
No, I know.
All right, he won. He got a point there.
But I'm saying it wasn't as obvious as maybe people thought.
All right, there you go.
All right, Rick, halfway to a CNR Nerf football. All right, Lowenkron's turn with Rick.
Please be sports. Please be sports. Please
Yeah,
be
we
sports.
will head back to sports. The most revered sports figure for the city of Milwaukee.
Whoa.
All right, think about
Good
it
one.
for a second. All right, Rick, think about it.
Okay.
Milwaukee.
Wait. Can it be? Does it have to be a player? Can it be a coach? Somebody
No,
else?
sports figure because,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
somebody in the world of sports who's the face of Milwaukee, in your opinion. All right, Rick, ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bob Uecker.
Oh, my gosh, Rick.
Oh, damn it.
What did he say? You know what?
I guess that
Lowenkron.
guess was just a bit outside.
There you go. That was a great answer, though. That's not what I was
Yeah.
going to
If
say.
it wasn't Uecker, I was going to say Robin Yount.
That's what I was going to say.
I tried to go young on this one. I wrote down Giannis. I thought that might.
That's okay. Yeah.
I think you know what? I think we do the game this way now, but I think moving forward, there's a way to. I think.
Well,
we all
you
get involved.
remember, last one standing, it took 3 or 4 times with
Yeah,
that game
yeah.
for it to be what it's been the past
Exactly. I have
couple
an
of
idea.
years. So,
Okay.
You could
All
even
right.
say Brett Favre, by the way, from Milwaukee, or Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? But
but
Green
the-
Bay
but the way-
is the Packers.
the
not
way we're
Milwaukee.
doing it now is how we did it with Dan Byer that day, and it seemed like organically it came together and it could work. But Rick maybe is proving that it won't.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, Spotty. 2 more tries here.
Oh boy.
So Rick, you need
Rick's our guinea pig, by the way. That's what he's a guinea pig.
You need Spot's help. All right, let's stick to sports.
Nope.
Oh, even you can do this one.
I'll try.
The most revered sports figure for the city of San Diego. All right, get your answers ready. Rick, lock your answer in your head and shout it out on time. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
See, Rick, you didn't answer, which means Spot did the right thing by not answering.
You both didn't answer.
Why didn't you answer?
Dan Fouts.
Yeah, I was going to say Dan Fouts. Should have been me.
I was going to say Tony Gwynn.
It was on the count of 3, not 30. All right.
I wrote it down right here.
One more try for you. Iowa Sam is the last man standing. Yeah.
All right,
Come on, Sam.
give me a band or something.
Yeah, let's go to the most iconic music artist or band.
Okay.
For the city of Los Angeles. All right.
Oh, my God. Where do I start?
Well, in your
All right,
opinion,
okay.
the face of the city. All right, Rick, think about it. Lock in your answers in your head. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ice Cube. Rage Against the Machine.
Damn it.
They're not a band.
That's a song by Blink. You know what? You know what I said?
Oh.
I said the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, of course. Yeah. That's a tough one because there's so many.
That's a tough one.
Hey, Rick.
Rick, it was a valiant effort or not.
Hold
You
on.
got one.
Hold on, Rick.
Should give him a ball just for being a good
He
participant.
was halfway to a prize,
He
so
was.
the game has great potential.
Rick,
He's halfway to the prize.
Rick.
So the
all he had
other
to do- all
option,
he had to do was get 2.
Look, we'll have a live on-air meeting right now. The other option was we all write down our answer and then we see if they and I know.
And it's like the match
and look,
game, right?
Exactly. And I didn't want to do like a cheesy TV version of that radio
Well, we are on
version of
YouTube
that
now,
game.
Danny G.
True. I wanted it to be more original, but maybe that won't work.
Well, we're tweaking it. It's a live. We're doing it live.
It's a work in progress, and like I said, last one standing at first was going to be players' jersey numbers, and that's it. Remember?
Yeah.
And then really quickly, I realized this is not going to have a lot of legs, so then it became categories for
And we're going to eventually run out of city, so we're going to have to figure out all things. So hey, Rick, because you were a good sport, and because I know you've been with us a long time. Give him a prize. I mean,
Thank you, Rick.
So it's the one time we'll give out a participation trophy. Thank you, Rick. We appreciate you, buddy.
It's really tough. You just have to be on the same wavelength. There's more to it. You have to think, well, what is Covino going to say?
Yeah.
Right? Or what is Sam going to say? You have to know us a little bit, or the answer has to be so blatantly obvious, right? So thank you guys for playing. It's Synonymous City. And let's do it again next Friday. Your chance to win. But we give away prizes all the time here on the Covino and Rich Show.
Oh, no, quick announcement.
Oh.
Next Friday is an anniversary.
Ooh.
It's your anniversary.
Oh, it's our anniversary. I was going to say, since Covino got his hair replacement?
I was like, wow.
Since Rich's first Botox injection?
Next Friday, there's going to be 2 collages that play, one in hour 1, one in hour 2, that Vito, Ricky, and the guys and Bob are helping me put together right now.
Nice.
And so when those play, we've done this the past 2 years for your 3rd birthday. When those play, everyone that calls in during those 10-minute collages are going to win Nerf footballs.
Perfect.
Yeah. So next Friday is actually a celebration on our show.
All right. So we look
that means you
forward to
two bozos got to bring in food and desserts.
All right, perfect. Buffalo Wild Wings on us. All right. Thank you, Danny G. Thank you, Rick. Let's go to Isaac for an update. Isaac, in the last hour, did Brock Purdy's turf toe feel any better, or no? It's still no.
Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49ers, the Grateful Dead. No. Oh, sorry. I thought we were still playing the game. Yes, alas, he still is officially listed as questionable for their showdown on Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. However, head coach Kyle Shanahan telling reporters this afternoon it's highly unlikely that Purdy is going to start the game. That means Mac Jones in line to start at quarterback for the Niners for a 2nd consecutive week. The Washington Commanders officially ruled out quarterback Jaden Daniels for Sunday's game against the Raiders due to a sprained knee. Marcus Mariota will start at quarterback. Mariota last started a game in 2022 for the Atlanta Falcons. Speaking of them, a coup in Atlanta today as the Falcons released longtime place kicker Younghoe Koo and signed Parker Romo to their active roster after Romo went 5 for 5 on field goals in last Sunday's win at Minnesota. The Kansas City Chiefs listing receiver Xavier Worthy as questionable for Sunday Night Football against the New York Giants due to a shoulder injury. Worthy did not play last week against the Eagles after he dislocated his shoulder in the season opener against the Chargers in a collision with teammate Travis Kelce. The Green Bay Packers listed tight end Tucker Kraft as questionable for Sunday's game at Cleveland due to a knee injury. The Denver Broncos ruled out linebacker Dre Greenlaw and tight end Evan Ingram for Sunday's game against the Chargers due to injuries. The Chargers, meanwhile, listed linebacker Deion Henley as questionable due to illness. Finally, in the NBA, Miami Heat All-Star guard Pitbull, Florida, Miami Sound Machine. Sorry, I thought we were still playing the grain. Anyway, Heat All-Star guard Tyler Hero had successful left ankle surgery today and is expected to miss the start of the regular season for Miami. Dan Marino, Dwayne Wade. Sorry, I'm addicted to the game.
It's a great game.
Thank you.
It's going to be a big thing. I can feel it. By the way, Marcus Mariota, crazy for me to say that perhaps he could prove, I got a little guess in the tank. He's 31, and he hasn't always had the best fit places, and, I wouldn't be shocked if Mariota proves to be one of the better backups in the National Football League.
Think of what Baker Mayfield did for the Rams a couple of years ago in one game against the Raiders.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that
he got the game ball, didn't he?
We'll see what happens.
Wasn't Mariota one of the ones who almost shut down that show quarterback?
Yeah, he that is true. All right, thank you, Isaac. We got more Covino and Rich. I want to leave some time for weekend hobnobbing because there's a lot of things to check out in the world of sports and some great new shows streaming. Let's go over it all next right here. Fox Sports Radio, Covino and Rich.
Just a bit outside.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham! We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable.
He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants some?
Bigger, bolder, better.
We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah. Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Today's Friday.
Welcome back to the show, Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Now, it got late early, and we're not going to have time to get to everything, but that's why we have Overpromised, our bonus podcast. Brand new episode dropped yesterday, episode 109, Overpromised. We talked about who might be asked this week, who might be asked in the NFL,
Who might be asked?
and more. On the show, Overpromised. It's on our YouTube page, Covino and Rich FSR. But I do want to fit this in before we get into weekend hobnobbing, Rich. There's an update, like a rumor, an update on Jake Paul, Tank Davis. We know they moved from Georgia to Miami to make it happen because of the weight. There's like a 70-pound weight difference. But now they're saying that they're going to use bigger gloves. Does that change the fight?
Oh, it's
usually 10 ounce. Now I'm hearing 12 ounce, which isn't that bad. They're not like circus mitts.
Are they going to have gloves like you had at the home run derby?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like that, at least from what I know so far. So the rumor and update is, yes, it's going to happen in Miami in November, but oversized gloves. How big? I don't know. I'm reading 12, which isn't that bad.
Bigger the glove advantage Tank Davis because he's arguably a better boxer, and the thing would be that Jake Paul could outpower him, but if the gloves get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? I mean,
well, we'll see what happens. So now we get into our player of the week, bro.
Yeah, let's do this. Tire Rack player of the week. Who does it go to?
Well, It's our Express Pros Pro of the Week, and the Pro of the Week is the guy that announced his retirement, Clayton Kershaw.
Clayton Kershaw.
Getting emotional, announcing his retirement, and just coming through for your Dodgers in such a big way when they needed him in his final year. Just really going out on top. You know, we talked about great endings in sports. The way this guy's doing it, you can't deny that he's going out in a great way.
Tonight, his last regular season game starting for the Dodgers in our stadium in Los Angeles.
So congrats on a wonderful career and just an all-around, great player.
I think, you know what enough people don't talk about? How Clayton Kershaw and Matthew Stafford grew up together playing sports.
Oh, yeah, that's a really cool
Isn't that
story.
wild to think? And now they're Dodgers and the Rams. It's just wild.
So congrats on a wonderful career. Clayton Kershaw, your Express Pros Pro of the Week. And if you ever wanted to try an Olympic and Paralympic sport, try fencing. Safe, fast, easy to start. Beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing. And business fluctuations, Rich.
Ooh, they do. Running your manufacturing business complex, but staffing your business doesn't have to be. Let Express Employment Pros provide you the workforce you need. Go to expresspros.com to find the location near you. That's expresspros.com. And again, our pro, Clayton Kershaw, everyone. But now it's time for Weekend Hobnobbing.
Living for the weekend. Your winning bets for talking points if you get stuck socializing.
You ever done anything dangerous? You ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? That is dangerous.
Friday brings us Weekend Hobnobbing.
All right, what you need to watch in the world of sports and entertainment this weekend. I'm going to start off by saying in honor of Robert Redford, who passed away earlier this week at 89, why not watch The Natural? We talked about it, probably the best baseball movie of all time. Maybe watch it with your kids. Maybe you haven't seen it. The Natural. And Mike, who runs this place, said, yeah, well, have you ever seen The Last Castle? And I'm like, no. The Last Castle, apparently with James Gandolfini and Mark Ruffalo and Robert Redford. He says it's great. Never saw it, but throwing it out there in honor of Robert Redford.
All right.
I'm going to watch the Yankees and Baltimore just so I can see Aaron Judge run away with the MVP. Let's go. And then they take on the White Sox next. So if Judge steps it up, I don't know how you deny him of the MVP, even though Cal Raleigh's having a great season. But playing those teams, I'm looking for some bombs. And when it comes to football, you mentioned it during the big TV game of the week. I think we're all tuning in. 5:20 game, NBC, the late game. Chiefs-Giants. I'll be watching that just to see if the Chiefs are the Chiefs ass or is Kelsey ass? What's going on?
What's doing? So lots of great football. Now lots of great baseball. I'm going to keep my eye, like most people, on all the wild card races. In fact, right now I'm watching the Cubbies, Reds. Come on, Cubs. Put the Reds out of their misery. But so much to watch on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and everything. Only Murders in the Building, Season 5, which I love. Martin Short, Steve Martin, Selena Gomez. That's back for Season 5. So new Only Murders. You got new Morning Show on Apple TV, which I didn't even realize was out.
4, right?
So new Morning Show, new Only Murders. I think I may want to try Adolescence because it won awards. It looks very sad, but like
You
I
said
hear
you had a show that we were all going to be about.
and I'm going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
It's not the Karate Kid movie, which you can watch on Netflix, the one with the new one.
Yeah.
All right, how about this? Black Rabbit.
Oh.
Black Rabbit with Jason Bateman.
How dare you lead with him?
And who would you lead with?
Jude Law.
Jude Law's in it. It looks awesome. It's like they're saying Ozark, Breaking Bad vibes. Like it's new on Netflix. I'm really excited to start watching it tonight. My dad watched episode.
One that you watch with wifey and your friends and you invest in.
I really think my dad watched episode 1 last night. He's like, "Oh, have you watched Black Rabbit?" I go tonight. So
if George Jetson loves it,
yeah. So let me tell you, I want you to watch it, Danny. I feel like you're going to watch it too.
Oh yeah, that and season 4 of the Morning Show on Apple TV. That's all. Can't wait for that. All right, week 4 college football. 5 games to watch. Number 17 Texas Tech at number 16 Utah. Number 22 Auburn at number 11 Oklahoma. North Carolina at UCF. Number 9 Illinois at number 19 Indiana, and Michigan State at number 25 USC.
Ooh, there you go. Anything else you knuckleheads are watching? Anyone want to watch that? It's in the theater, that new Jordan Peele movie, Him.
I hear it's good.
Yo, that looks wildly creepy.
Well, that's not a bad idea because spooky season is upon us. So maybe
Hubie Halloween.
Yeah, maybe watch some Hubie Halloween or an old school classic.
New season of Tulsa King. Did I see that?
Oh wow, really?
So lots to watch. Enjoy, decorate your house with the kiddos, and watch some football. We'll see you guys on Monday. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.